little wine. It's not.
It's a little champagne.
Oh, is it champagne? Okay.
Yeah, a little champagne.
All right. So thank you guys for joining. My name is Cherie O, obviously. I'm actually in my Airbnb investment property. Woo, woo, woo. That's the, we still getting it ready, so it's not completely done yet to display the whole thing, but we are doing this video live from this property my second property that my real estate agent, Miss Maya Shows, has helped me find. So I wanted to come on. I know I did a video and posted that on YouTube, just kind of a quick overview about my home buying process, and I got a lot of questions from some people who wanted to know a little bit more information. So Maya and I decided, hey, let's just, instead of just making a video, let's just jump on live and try to answer some questions, be as transparent and open as possible. But yeah, so this is Maya, and I'll let her introduce herself.
Okay. Hey, everyone. Thank you for taking time out of your Thursday to sit here with Cherie and I and discuss the home buying process or the investment process. I am Maya Shows. I'm a full-time real estate agent in the Atlanta metro area. My brokerage is Primal House Properties, and I'm also a part of a lovely group called the Atlanta Key Girls. So I want to thank Cherie for inviting me on. As Cherie said, this is the second property that she purchased with me. So I want to thank you again for giving me the opportunity to represent you as a real estate agent. But we really want to, this is very informal, we really want to, answer some questions that you all may have. Like Cherie stated before, I'm so thankful that she has been transparent about her process and sharing it with everyone, because a lot of people have questions and they don't really know where to begin. They don't have anyone in their close circle that they can reach out to about the home buying process. So thank you, Cherie, for being transparent and inviting me to do this live with you today.
Yeah, so just a disclaimer, I am not a credit repair person. I am not a lender. Maya is not a lender. So I am going to speak from my experience. So if there is something that you ask and that I don't have an answer to, I'm not going to just give you fluff. I'm going to tell you I don't know. Because some areas, I just didn't have experience in with my process in purchasing two properties. And, Maya being a real estate agent, if you have certain questions that may not be exactly in her realm of expertise, we may table it and come back. I'm planning to do more of these and have more people coming on doing these videos to give you all additional information. So I know we want to do a live with someone that does credit and credit repair. So I know I got a couple questions about credit, and we won't really dive too deep into that because it's the whole thing. But again, we're here to answer some questions. So if you didn't ask the questions in the question box on my story, please write them in the comment box. So do you want to go first? You want me to read the first question? What you want to do?
Yes.
You want me to? Let me get a little wine, y'all. Hold on.
We're drinking some. It's pretty good.
I keep saying wine, but it's champagne.
Champagne.
I don't drink much, y'all, so bear with me. All right, so the first question that I got, it says, type of loans, true credit repair solutions, realistic amount of money to save. So, like I said, that's like 3 questions in one. We're not going to get too deep into loans. I'm not a lender, but what I will say is, so on my first home, when I got that back in 2017, I did an FHA loan. On my second home, I did a conventional loan. So again, you can Google these terms and find out the differences between them. For me, and my decision to do a FHA loan the first time when I got my first home is because I didn't have enough money at the time to put down with a conventional loan. So a conventional loan, correct me if I'm wrong, typically you're paying down a little bit more money.
Correct.
I did not have an excess of funds for a conventional loan, so I decided to do the FHA loan. And at the time of my first home that I purchased back in 2017, my interest rate was, I think, 4%. and I had to pay roughly an earnest money of like $1,200 or something like that.
Yep. Right.
And then $5,000, I think at the end of my closing or something. I think it was like $5,000. I don't remember, something like that. But that was in my budget.
3.5%.
3.5%, whatever that was. It was like $5,000.
You got 3.5% down, and the builder, because you bought that home, you purchased that home, newly constructed.
Yeah.
And the builder helped you with your closing costs.
Yes. One thing I love about new construction is having the builder, and that's a question I think on here. So we'll talk about new construction versus not new construction. And so on my second property, I did a conventional loan because you can't have two FHA loans. So that is one thing I didn't know prior to telling Maya that I wanted an investment property. So with a conventional loan, again, I had to put down 5% because obviously I already had a loan out. What would you say is the amount of money? I have my opinion, but I'm going to let you say yours about how much you think people ideally should have saved up when they're wanting to get a new home.
So ideally, I say around like 6% of the purchase price. And the reason why I say that is typically that includes like the amount for your down payment. Because typically your down payment is 3.5%. The most common loan is an FHA loan, and that is 3.5%. As well as you have things such as closing costs and prepaids. We can get that a little bit later, which typically comes up to about 3% too. So if you save about 6%, you'll be good. If you are purchasing for the first time and you know you want to purchase around the $200,000 mark, I would just, as a rule, I just tell people to shoot for 10. Get as close to 10 as possible. Some of my clients, if any of you are on here, I said, when you get to 8, call me.
No, for real. And she had 8,000.
Yeah, 8,000. 8,000. Get to 8,000 and let me know. Because sometimes, depending on your situation, you may be able to get some money from some other places with some down payment assistance programs. Sometimes that's not an option, and it's not a good option for some people. But we kind of can come up with a plan once we get to 8,000, more of an aggressive plan on how to start the home buying process.
Now, I don't think I have put down more than 8,000, luckily. But I think that goes into your credit score, okay? I know we're not going to really get deep into credit, but the better your credit score, which I think is what now, at 640, most people are requiring.
So for FHA now, the new minimum is 620, but 580. But along with FHA putting this new minimum credit score out there, mortgage lenders and banks have their own minimum. So it's going to be at least a 620, but you have some lenders that want you to have a 640, a 660, some want you to have a 680. And that's just basically kind of the same aspect of when you're renting. People trust individuals who have a higher credit score. I mean, it's just really the best way for me to put it. So the better they may want you to have a higher credit score because it's risky. Dealing with the pandemic, sometimes people are still getting furloughed. So they want to make sure that they have someone they're giving a loan to that has good credit habits, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And so I think that's a good rule of thumb, just having the money, because if you're getting a home that maybe is not new construction, you never know extra costs that you may have to pay for appraisals, all of the things that you can incur that you may not expect. So,
and when I do my consultations, I do talk about the price of a appraisal, the price of an inspection within the Atlanta market. So, for example, inspection, that's when you have someone come in and they inspect the house, give you a big report on everything that's wrong with the property. That's typically around like $350 to $450, depending on if you're getting some extra tests done, depending on how many floors your home have and how the square footage. And then also like an appraisal, which is something that is mandatory from the lender that you do get, so they can actually see the value of the home. So they're only going to give you the loan amount based off of the value of the home. That's why you have to get an appraisal done. It's not for your personal records, really, it's for the lender, that's something that a lot of people don't know. And those are typically around like $400. So I always just tell people, I round it up. I just say $1,000 is out of pocket. Now, what a lot of companies are doing, they're rolling in that appraisal price. Mm-hmm. That's what happened. Mm-hmm. They rolled it into your closing costs. I didn't have to pay it. Yeah. You didn't have to. Well, I paid it. You paid it. You have to pay it up front. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times it's up front. I think that's kind of cool that they rolled it into your closing costs, because now there's something less that you have to, pay up front. Mm-hmm. I think there's something else I wanted to mention. I think the other thing about having money saved is you rather save more money than not have enough. You save more money than not need it, right? So you have extra money to, buy some new fancy furniture, hire a good mover, not your cousins, hire somebody professional to help move you, and just have money saved up for a rainy day. Like, have an extra couple $1,000s in your account that can cover your expenses just in case something happens. So you rather have more than enough. It's always great. I'd rather be in that situation than trying to figure out how my client is going to get the rest of this money. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then keep in mind, you said that roughly $8,000 to $10,000. If you're wanting a $200,000 around that price. So again, if you're getting, and this is just an estimate, but if you're getting a home that's less than that, which and I'm being real transparent, both of my homes have been under $200,000. Okay, so I'm just gonna put it out there. I will tell you, I work in my little comfort. I find my, that's one of the things that I would definitely compliment Cherie on, and stop me from saying too much. But for example, like, you may get approved to spend $300,000, right? But you may want to then examine your budget and your lifestyle to see, do I really want to spend $300,000 on a home? Maybe I need to adjust it and do $250,000. Cherie did a phenomenal job in both situations, looking at the lifestyle that she likes. For y'all who know her, y'all know she likes to travel. Y'all know she likes to do certain things, and she said she wasn't going to exhaust herself. Right. And so she definitely said, I'm gonna cut back. I'm gonna get something in this price range. And I would say I was very proud to hear that, because I always ask my clients, like, you sure you're comfortable with this? Because you don't want to then move in a home and all your money is going towards your mortgage and your bills, and now your house poor, now you can't go nowhere. And I think that's a good point. Just because you're pre-approved for a certain amount doesn't mean that it's a smart idea to get a home at the same amount that you're approved for. Correct. So just keeping that in mind. And so I guess one of the first steps, if you don't have a real estate agent already, most real estate agents, before they'll even take you out to show you properties, they want to see if pre-approval, because they want to know that, okay, this person is either really serious, they got the money, and then I'm going to take them to the type of houses that I know that they can afford. Absolutely. And then they're more educated on what they can afford. Most people don't know what $200,000 mortgage looks like. So they may call me and say, hey, Maya, I want to spend $350,000, but they don't have an idea of how much that's going to cost them.
Thinking that's $1,300 a month.
They may think it's $1,300. I'm like,
no.
No. I want to add a couple more grand to that. But okay. So that is actually very important. And as a real estate agent, if you call me, hey, I'm thinking about buying a home, and you do not have a lender, I have a team of lenders that I do recommend that you reach out to, and you have a conversation with all of them and see which one is going to best meet your personality and your needs. So if they're going to give you the best rates and things of that sort. New construction is a little different, because typically they give you more incentives if you work with their team of people. But for regular, I just call it resale. When I use the term resale, that's a home that has already been built and someone has bought it before, and now they're reselling the property. So resale is a little bit different.
All right, so next question, and we're going to go back to the question. It's a lot of y'all on here. Hey.
And if y'all see me looking at my phone, it's not like I'm texting someone. I'm trying to look at the video to see if y'all are asking any questions.
We should do a screen record from your phone and save it.
Girl, my thing is stuck. You see?
Oh, well, exit out, child. Okay. All right, so the next question. Are you still able to purchase a home with a substantial amount of student loan debt?
So you can still purchase a home with student loan debt, but that's a little tricky. And that's a question for a mortgage professional. Most of my clients have had student loan debt. Some of it varies, but when you're speaking with a lender, this is why I always tell people once we talk is I got to get you in front of a lender because they can really help educate you on how to maybe, subsidize your loans and maybe reconfigure some things out when it comes to your student loans. Because in addition to that, you probably have credit card debt. You probably have a car that you're paying on too.
That makes a difference.
So they're going to help you come up with a plan to really help your debt to income ratio. And you can Google this too. There's a ratio that you can use to determine your debt to income ratio, which basically what that means is the amount of debt that you have a month compared to the amount of income you're bringing in. So for the most part, you want your debt to income ratio to be lower than 50%. Really want to be lower than 40, but 50%, we could kind of work with, get you with a lender, we could kind of work with coming up with a plan to get it down.
Okay, and so I think,
and I wanted to say one more thing too about student loan debt that a lender taught me recently. This lender, her name is LaShonda, she said that it's best that you just pay something on your loan. A lot of times we go into what is it called, deferment, when you just, or is it forbearance, when you just say, hey, I'm going to table it. Yeah. I've done that before, table it. But she said the best thing to do is to pay on it because that's going to start to decrease your amount of loan that you owe on your student loan debt.
And again, we see you guys' questions, so keep them coming. We're going to answer all the questions and that you guys are commenting at the end. We're going to go through these first and then come back to those. So the next question is credit score and how it impacts financing. Again, we're going to do another one of these with someone that actually specializes in credit repair. I would just say, me personally, if you haven't gotten your credit fixed or checked and trying to get that work done, you should put the house, put it on hold. Because when you come to a lender, you want to be in the best possible situation in general. Because like I said in my video, when you get to the part after you got pre-approved and, you make your down payment and you're in the process with your lender and they're checking your statements and all of that, they're gonna ask you about everything that's on your credit inquiry, all in your business, all in your business, and they make a decision whether they want to be in business with you.
Correct.
So my phone do not disturb. See, now I'm on live too. So my personal opinion is, if you want to get your credit score higher, definitely invest in somebody helping you get your credit repaired. Okay. And again, we're going to talk more about that with somebody.
But just to also answer that, the minimum is at least at 620. That's just the basic minimum. But like she said, the better your situation is as far as your credit or your money. Like the better your credit is, the more money you have saved, the better. But there are some minimums that you can have that will get you in a home. So that is a 620 as of right now. The minimum credit score for FHA is a 620.
Okay. Next question. Common benefits for different professions or demographics. So I'm assuming they mean maybe common benefits, military, single, common benefits. Also,
so different professions. So let me look at this again. So as far as military, you're able to get a VA loan, and it's 100% loan, so you don't have to put any money down for your down payment. You still would have closing costs, but as far as putting money down for your down payment, that 3.5% or that 5% or 10%, that's wiped away when you have are part of the military. That's one of the benefits for the people that serve. And shout out to all the vets out there. We thank you for your hard service. Being single versus being married. I think that's just like a personal preference. Yeah. I really don't think. I mean, you could make a pro and con list for either or. Yeah. I would say though, because this is a question that a lot of people have asked me. I don't think it's anything wrong with a single individual coming into a relationship or a marriage having something of their own. I think that just creates some solidarity and a great, strong foundation for your relationship. When you're married, I would say it's a great thing about when you're married too. You're able to go through that process together. The only thing to also keep in mind is when you're deciding that you're getting ready to get married, you want to buy a house, is that debt is shared. Okay.
Say it again. Say it one time.
So you share debt. So that may affect the opportunity of both of y'all to be on a loan. And so this is not a bad thing. I've had clients that are couples where only one person got on the loan. But if there's only one of you on the loan, a lot of times that changes your income. What are you able to purchase based off your income? Mm-hmm. So let's say essentially with both of y'all income, y'all was able to buy a house for $500,000. Now that it's just one person, y'all got to bring your budget down to $250,000. Mm-hmm. Situation like that. But I say kudos to individuals that decide, because a lot of times I have had single clients say, I always imagine getting a home with my significant other, and I've heard this from male and females. I know y'all we heard it from the females, but I've heard it from males too. Mm-hmm. And we have a discussion kind of like what we're doing right now. And one of the things is you coming into the relationship with that home, and if y'all want to live in the home that you're purchasing together, you can always rent it, sell it, make some money off of it, equity, okay, sure. Sell it, or it could be an investment property that y'all can rent it. Mm-hmm. Okay, Cherie may have two, or three. There you go.
Okay. All right. So I like this question. How should one go about selecting a realtor? What should you look for? Okay, so it's a really good question. I was fortunate enough, obviously Maya is also one of my good friends, one of my best friends, and she's also my line sister, but I would say I think I was looking for a home way before I should have been looking for a home. I think I had only been in Atlanta like a year, 2 years or whatever. Mm-hmm. And you can go on Zillow and you can, I'm interested in this home. Actually, whoever is listing the home, correct me if I'm wrong, Ryan, will call you and say, okay, I can show you this home, They'll show it to you. And sometimes. But sometimes they'll try to build that relationship with you because they think that you're on the house hunt or whatever, and then that could be a way to find a realtor. For me, the things that I look for is making communication. This is for someone that knew nothing about real estate. I am entrusting her to be my manager in a sense. She is fighting for me against the lenders, against the builders. So I don't pick up the phone and call them. I call her and then she does it. So I think communication is one thing. If you don't know a realtor, I'm also looking at how are they communicating on social media? How are they speaking? Or do they seem really knowledgeable and credible? Because you really want a realtor who is going to fight for you, especially if you're in a bidding war.
Absolutely.
Okay, bidding wars are real.
Especially for y'all who live in Atlanta. So we got a tight market around here.
Yes.
I say all of those are great things. One of the things that I would definitely suggest is when let's say you start an interview process of interviewing realtors, or you just pick up the phone and call someone that you know. You want to make sure that you're talking to someone that is going to educate you on the process, that are knowledgeable. So what that means is when you call them and you're talking to them about what you're looking for, when you get off the phone with them, you should feel like you're more educated on the process. So that's why I think knowledge is everything. Mm-hmm. A lot of times, especially with my first-time home buyers that I work with, and even sometimes for individuals that have bought a home before and I may be selling their home, they're always nervous about something, or there's things that they don't know. They bought a house 5 years ago. Buying a house now is different. So I always think I feel like I had a successful call or a consultation when my client tells me I've learned so much. So they should be educating you. You're a first-time home buyer. They should be educating you on the steps of home buying, going in depth with you. They should have a team of lenders that they can recommend with you to you. If they don't know the answer to your questions, it should never be like, girl, I don't know, and that's it. They should also come back, hey, I don't know this, but let me find out and I get back with you.
Yeah.
You know, I've been a real estate agent for a little over 4 years now. And I pride myself on knowing a lot and being very knowledgeable, but if I don't know something, I would say, hey, I don't know. Let me check and see. I mean, sure, you know, situations where I call people. If I feel uncertain about something, I call and I get advice. I have a team member of mine that's been in real estate for 20 years. My other mentor been in it for 20 years, and I have a whole team of people behind me that support me. So you want them, you want someone that's also available. You don't want to be in a situation where you feel like you are bothering your real estate agent. Now, I'm not telling you to be calling them all times a day. Give them time to respond. I'm not telling you don't call them at 12 o'clock, even though you just seen that they on Instagram. Try to be respectful of our time. But a real estate agent who's supposed to be helping you with your biggest purchase that you may ever make in your life should be available for you. Period. Should be able to. Sometimes I'm calling agents on the other end. I could never get to them. They don't respond to my emails. Don't respond to my texts. And I'm like, I can't. I don't know, how are you operating as a real estate agent? You're not communicating at all with me. I don't know what you're doing with your clients if you're not communicating with me. So I think that's another aspect that you should look for in a real estate agent. Another thing is look for someone who is full-time in it. If a person is full-time, you know that they're dedicated. I do this 24/7. It's a passion of mine. One thing about passion, you hear it when people talk about it. So you want someone that is passionate about what they do. So even at times where I'm frustrated, it goes away like this because I'm doing what I love to do. So those are just some things. I hope I'm answering.
Yeah, and I would say, well, me personally, I want to connect to someone that knows like what I like. You know, I'm gonna send my realtor some examples. Like, this is my style. This is what I'm looking for. If you take me to a home
that's a really good
that's really out from what I told you that I liked, we have a problem. Because then I feel like you're not really listening to me.
Oh,
like
that's so big.
Yeah, maybe I'll give you one pass, you know. But if you because again, you're taking your time out to go see homes, and in my portal that you created for me, I'm telling you the things that I like in the area, and if you're feeding that portal with things that I said I didn't like, or you're taking me places that I said I didn't like, you're not the one for me.
That is such a good. That is actually very, very, very important.
Thank you,
in the buying process, because you when you're looking at homes, sometimes it can get frustrating if you start to look at so many, you're not finding what you want. So you want someone that's going to take the time out to find out what your wants are. So one of the things that I do with my clients is I have an in-person consultation. Some people try to opt out of this, but I have an in-person consultation when I find out. And lately it's been over the phone as well, or via Zoom, where I find out like their must-haves and their wants. So there's a difference between a must-have and a want. A must-have is an absolute deal breaker. A want is something that, hey, if I find a house and it got all my must-haves, then I could pass on this want. But you want someone that is going to listen to you and say, hey, okay, if I told a person that I wanted a home that's an open floor plan, and you keep showing me traditional homes, you're going to be upset at some point. And one of the greatest compliments I got before, and just to brag on myself a little bit, I had a client who had a previous real estate agent, wasn't working out, and decided to shop around, somehow found me. And, you know, didn't really think too much, just went around about the process as I normally do. And one of the days I was showing her houses, and she was kind of got emotional on me. I'm like, what is going on here? And she said, you know, my other real estate agent put so much pressure on me, tried to, you know, pick a house for me and make me make a decision. I said, oh no, I'm gonna be doing that because one thing I can't do is if you call me and you say, hey, Mike, I need help on this mortgage, I'm gonna be helping you pay it. So when I say that, I mean that it matters what you want, not what I want. Now I'm gonna give you advice, but and my advice is really gonna be based off of facts and things that you told me. So if you said, hey, Maya, you know, what do you think about this kitchen? I would say, well, you know what? It has the countertops that you said you like. It has the cabinets that you say that you like. I know you said you wanted something that had newer appliances. These do look a little dated. Things like that. And I'm always, one of the things that my clients can always tell that I'm listening to them because I'm always bringing back what they said. Remember you said this. Remember you said that. So I think that just helps me to have more of a efficient buying process. Most of the time, I only take my clients to see about 5 homes before we go on the contract.
And we only saw, I think both times we saw, what, 3?
3.
This we only saw.
The first time I had to make you go see some other ones.
Yeah, I was like,
it was.
Yeah, I was sold. I mean, I like what I like.
Got somebody listening.
So, okay, the next question is.
No, let me stop.
No, you really do. What, if any, are the key differences in the process of first-time home buying versus investment property? The amount of money? I would say for me, when I purchased my first home, your builder can make your process great, or they can make it challenging. Your lender can make your process great, or they can make it challenging. I will say for my first home, even the seller, the first home, I didn't really have many issues. They communicated with me. They stayed on target. The information that they gave me was factual. My lender at the time, it just was smooth. My investment property, again, because I already have, let me back up. And I'm on live. So I know what I say. My second home is, can I say this? Okay. Yeah, that may be a little bit, that may be too complicated. But anyway, so my second home, like I said, I had to do a conventional loan. And I'm not going to say their name, but my lender was terrible. I mean, in the beginning, they quoted me, conventional loan, you only need to put down 3%. Homegirl was wrong, it was 5%. So, so the math that they gave me was wrong. They were slow in communicating. It just was not good from a communication standpoint. But I think the biggest differences for me from the two is really just the amount of money that I had to put down. Now, for an investment property, obviously I'm thinking of it from a business standpoint. So where my home, I was a little bit more flexible on my mortgage because, I wanted what I wanted, whatever. So I didn't mind paying a little bit more to get what I wanted. For an investment property, I'm not going to pay the same amount that I'm paying for my primary resident. So I wanted to find something less, but that still gave me good quality in a sense.
Correct.
So from an investment strategy, I'm looking at, my home, obviously I want to be in a certain area. The same thing for my investment property. Yeah. My investment property is like not too far from my house. I wanted to be able to get to it quickly, whatever. Investment property, depending on what you're trying to do with it, there's all different types of investment, okay? Again, I'm only going to speak on what I know. My investment property, I did new construction. Some people, they want to, rebuild the home and all that. I'll do another live, a flip. I'll have somebody, and we'll talk about flips and all that kind of stuff. But for me, I wanted something that was in close proximity to my house, that was in close proximity to a certain area that I knew could attract guests because I planned to do Airbnb. Correct. So I didn't just go out here and let me just get investment property out in Stone Mountain. No.
So one of the things to just say with that is prior to us even really starting the process of searching, research.
Yeah.
I did a little research. She did a lot of research because this is her purchase.
Driving around.
But just even what areas would be good for the fact that I know that I want to do an Airbnb. And you know, how just the whole like, how does the Airbnb work?
Yeah.
That was something new. She had never done an Airbnb as far as running one before. She has never done it before.
Yeah.
So she definitely did her research. So that's another thing too. As a buyer, you will have a real estate agent that will help you, but you also have to do some of your own research as well. But one of the things I would say that's a little bit different about your situation, Cherie, a lot of people aren't fortunate enough to be in a situation where they have enough income to be able to support 2 mortgages at a time.
Was it the debt to?
Because your debt to income ratio is too high. So a lot of times with investors, they're doing like hard money loans. So your interest rates are like higher. When I say higher, I'm talking about like 6-7%. And typically you're trying to do like a fix and flip. So you buy a home that needs renovation, you're renovating, you're trying to sell it quick so you can be able to pay back the loan and still have enough money to actually make an income, some profit off of it, and a return on your investment. So that's one of the great things about her situation is that she had good income, good debt to income ratios as well, and great credit. Great. I mean, she was definitely an ideal candidate for this. And I want to say the unfortunate part is with her lender, we were working with new construction. They had a team of lenders, and this is the one that we chose. I think one of the reasons why this is an unfortunate situation, I think because they looked at you and they said you was a shoe-in. They knew they wasn't going to have to do no work, pull no all-nighters, they wasn't going to have to do any work with her.
Is that what happened like that?
I just feel like, that's just my personal opinion, but I feel like they was like, oh, she easy. And they just kind of just took their time, but it was still wrong. I mean, they took time responding to my emails. We talked to the builder. We did go ahead and go through our process of making sure that it was known that we were unhappy with the service that they provided. And actually, when I went in there the other day, they're not even on there no more.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, I left them a. If you know, I'm gonna leave you a nice review. Okay.
Yeah. So that's the unfortunate. Sometimes the unfortunate thing with new construction is sometimes with the builders, they feel like it's the lenders that work with these builders. Sometimes they feel like it's money that they know that they're going to get, and they kind of get a little bit lazy.
Yeah.
And as a real estate agent, I'm kind of trying to constantly still be on them, not to, still provide my client great service, even if she is purchasing a home for a second time, and you don't have to walk her through with so many questions, but you still need to provide great service.
And so what would you say? I know someone asked me, I think it's preference, but new construction versus buying an existing home. For me, I personally like new construction. I have found for me, new construction has been a little bit more affordable. I like that I can get the builder's credit to go on my down payment. For my closing costs. I like that. At least in my first home, I got to pick out some of the things that I want. That doesn't always happen with new construction. This townhome kind of came as is, which was fine.
But luckily, it fit everything.
Everything
that she wanted.
The cabinet. Remember, it was brown. They changed it. That was perfect. So for me, I happen to find that new construction has been more affordable for me, and because I'm single. I was a little fearful of having to do too much maintenance in a house that's 15, 20 years old. So in my current home, I don't think I really even have to use my warranty, really. New appliances, new everything. So I think it's just a personal preference whether you want, new construction or if you want something creative. And sometimes it depends on your timeline, how fast you got to get in somewhere.
Because a lot of times with new construction, 6 months out. Yeah. And you need to be out in 4 months, and you don't have the luxury of having somewhere to stay or doing a month to month. So I would say it's really slow. I would say, like Cherie said, it's a personal preference. Of course, the pros with new construction, sometimes you're able to do upgrades and kind of customize it. But for the most part, with new construction, you're not actually getting a home built. A builder is building a subdivision. They have, let's say, 6. They have a few floor plans, maybe 6, and you could choose from one of them, and then they allow you to add upgrades. But even on that upgrade list, they have decided what kind of upgrades that you can do. With resale, a lot of times when people come to me and they say they want resale, sometimes they like the way they trust how homes were built years ago. They don't feel like they trust them now. So I heard people say it go up too
quick.
quick. I had one person tell me in one conversation that they take too long to put up new construction, and sometimes it's not long enough. So I'm like, well, which one is it? Which one is it, sir? But so some people don't like with new construction. They are, because they're trying to maximize space, they pack the homes in a little bit closer. Some people want an acre of land. You're not, the chance of you getting an acre of land out of a, what they call tract home, which is these subdivisions that are being built new construction, you're not going to get that extra space. So it's really a personal preference. But like we said, with new construction, things are new, but I must say, new construction is still man-made, so it's not perfect. So you still will have some issues. There still will be some blemishes and things of that sort. But I'm a fan of both of them. I'm a fan of finding what works for you and meets your personality.
One thing I do like about pre-existing homes that I hate with new construction, it comes with nothing. Like, you gotta put up your towel bar, your toilet bar.
Oh yeah.
None
Sometimes
of that.
Your shower.
Yeah.
The shower.
I have to put up my shower rod.
Right.
Yeah. So like little things that you think would come in a house doesn't come with new construction. So that is all of the questions from our thing. So now I'm gonna go.
You're gonna go
and
it's not working.
Yeah, your phone. I'm gonna answer some questions from. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
No, I'm talking about the people.
Oh. All right. So I saw some questions. Okay. Well, which credit score lenders do you happen to know which score lenders tend to look at?
So I think you know how you have like 3 different credit bureaus.
Yeah.
They look at all of them. Really, they're looking at all of them. Your TransUnion, they look at everything. Equifax, they look at everything, and they kind of like add together. And they look at your median score, but they're going to be looking at everything. As we said earlier, as far as your finances, they get all into your business. They're doing deep looks at your bank statements. They're looking at your assets. They're looking at all your debts, even down to old car debt.
And one thing they're wanting to know now, I mean, for this home, they asked me probably 5 times. I had to they had to check my employment like 5 different times because of COVID. So we're able to come on. If you have any more questions, go ahead and write in the comments, and then we can wrap this up. But I hope this was helpful. I do want to continue to bring these conversations to you guys because I've gotten a lot of questions that unfortunately I cannot answer. So I want to bring in experts that can answer these questions for you for the free ski, okay? Because everybody be trying to make you pay to get some knowledge, and I ain't here for it. So I'm gonna try to bring different people that I entrust that has good knowledge on different avenues of the home buying process to come and to talk to you guys. I'm excited to show you guys to continue to show you all my Airbnb process. Yes. I'm hoping to have my place listed for the 4th of July. So anybody coming to Atlanta for the 4th, let me know. It's mostly ready. It's mostly ready. I know y'all can't really see it on right here. We have a few more things to. I gotta get some Wi-Fi and some security cameras on tomorrow because there will be some cameras out front. Okay. So I gotta get that taken care of, but I will be just keeping you guys updated on like everything Airbnb, because we're gonna be learning together. Okay, hey David,
So basically what I was saying was
VA loans.
with VA loans, it's kind of similar to FHA. Yeah, it's kind of similar to FHA. I've worked with it a couple of times. I can't say that I am an expert with VA. I should like to be transparent and upfront. One of the things that I do know is unique about VA is that kind of like with the FHA, they have to approve the home, and I have heard that they can be very strict at times. So with VA, sometimes it's not best to go with a fixer-upper. You might want to do something that's updated, new construction or renovated, that is going to meet their expectations. That they have a list of like what you can't have in a home, or what has to be fixed, or what has to be in good condition. So that's my tip that I can offer you. But like I said, just being upfront and honest, that is not an area of expertise for myself, but I do have someone that is. If you're interested in purchasing, you could just DM me and I'll give you their information.
Yep. And again, we're gonna have someone with credit. So you have questions regarding credit, you need a referral, let us know. We can connect you with that individual. So if that's you and you want someone to look at your credit, and I just, like I was saying, like, please, it's really important to invest in certain things that make sense. So I feel like investing, it's not cheap, okay? I'm just gonna put it out there. Having someone work on your credit, it's not like terribly expensive, but it's not like $150. Like, it's just not. Like, a person has to do a lot of in-depth research on your behalf, a lot of sending of letters and all that kind of stuff. So just know when you're reaching out to someone, it's going to be a little expensive, but again, it's for a bigger purpose. So I think you definitely should invest in a credit someone who's knowledgeable in credit repair that can help you with that.
And I just want to add too, because I know a lot of times people don't get like pushback on the prices of credit repair. Yeah, think about it like this. You're getting your credit repair that's going to be able to open some doors for you to be able to, have better interest rates. It's literally going to change the amount of money that you're spending on your day-to-day needs. The better your credit score is, the better your interest rate is. It could take you from having a car that's 5%, 6% interest rate down to 2%. So I think it's just one of the things that's worth it. And if you have had a bad habit of making some bad choices with credit, you got to pay to fix it. Yeah, it's just how it goes. You got to pay to fix it. Or educate yourself and do it yourself. That's definitely possible. Some people have some books that are not expensive. I have a cousin, she has one. So inbox me if you want to know that information. She gives you some great tips on credit. But we are looking forward to having a credit specialist come on here with us and give you guys some great tips. But I just want to let you all know that if you are interested in buying in the Atlanta area or anywhere in the United States of America, as I have colleagues and partners all over the U.S., feel free to inbox me and set up some time that we can do a consultation. I just connected one of a young lady via Instagram to one of my partners down in Orlando, Florida, that's going to be investing in an investment property that's going to be an Airbnb.
Oh, nice.
Just connected them, and that process is off to a great start. If you are interested in learning more about down payment resources, there is a link in my bio that you can click to that I have, and I could tell you the type of resources that we have here in the Atlanta area. But I just want to thank everyone for joining. Just say thank you. You don't have to go in here. I'm always excited to see individuals wanting to learn more about the process of buying.
And again, we're going to keep you guys updated. If you have any more, Maya's Instagram,
Maya shows _ homes, or Maya.
She don't even Maya _ shows home. I don't know her Instagram.
I always get confused by that.
I don't know her Instagram is.
Okay, so it's Maya _ shows homes is my Instagram.
Isn't that catchy? Her last name really is Shows.
Yeah, my last name is Shows.
Yeah. So we just want to encourage you guys, for everyone watching this, you can do it. You can get the house that you want. You can afford it. You can do it. Just plan it out, right? Save some money. Cut back on some expenses. If you missed the beginning of the video, Maya suggested you have at least $8,000 to $10,000 saved for whatever type of property that you're looking to get. But we just wanted to encourage you all that it is possible. Like, you can do it. You can do it at this age. It's possible. It is not as crazy, extreme, difficult as sometimes I think it kind of seems. It can really seem overwhelming, and it is overwhelming. It is, but I think when you have the right team, the right realtor, from my standpoint, can make it so much easier. But it
helps your hand through the process that you don't feel like you're alone.
Yeah. So thank you guys again. Again, if you want a Black woman invest shirt, just hit me in the DMs. So I actually have them for men as well. So ladies come in different colors, men come in different colors. It says Black men invest. And again, I think this is just to promote Black excellence, but to let people know that there are Black women, there are Black men that are investing, they're home buying, and we out here, we making some moves, and I think it's time that we celebrate that.
And I think also a great thing about the shirt is if you're someone who can help other people with investments, you getting a shirt, you wearing it, people are going to ask you questions about it.
Yeah.
If you're trying to start an investment team,
whatever, you can invest in so many things. So this is kind of like broad.
I love it.
Yeah, you can, it's so many.
I got one opinion. You have like what, six at least colors. 6 colors.
Yeah.
That you can get it. So y'all DM Cherie for the shirt. Cute and comfortable.
And it's a little fitted, but I got a little lace on. So thank you guys so much for joining. We know, again, we want to hop on here last minute. We definitely pray that this has been, good information for you. And if you have any additional questions, please let us know. Again, the first video ran over, so we enjoyed talking to you guys, and we'll talk to you later.
Oh, and if you're just hopping on, you can go see the full video in Cherie's IG story.
Yeah, I just saved it in my IGTV.
IGTV.
Yeah,
there we go.
IGTV. We saved the first video with all the information. All right.
Thank you. My niece did them.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.